Hi everyone, this is XXNagi here, and you're watching the first episode of the SkyFactory 4 Let's Play series. And today we're going to be getting into SkyFactory 4, the CompactSky mod, game mode. So let's go ahead and, without further ado, go ahead and get into the gameplay. So I went ahead and created a brand new CompactSky world, and the way that this works is you're basically going to be starting off in these tiny little compact machines, which are 3 by 3 by 3. So it's going to be a very small, very tight sort of area. We don't have a whole lot of room in there to sort of like spread out or expand, but you know, we're going to make best with what we have. Meanwhile, I'm going to go ahead and look for my colors. So it's going to look a little different. I know it's going to be CompactSky, but right now this outside world is going to look a little different than your standard SkyFactory 4 playthrough. I went ahead and installed Optifine and the BSL shaders, so you can see things like the real-time lighting and stuff as it starts to peek over. You're going to see some shadows and stuff creep over here. So without waiting too much longer, I mean, this is where I'm going to be living, in this tiny purple one. I like purple's my favorite color, so that's where I'm going to be. In the future, like, you're gonna see like things like these lights start to creep out and you get some ray tracing and things. So I'll put all the descriptions on how to modify the SkyFactory 4 with Optifine and the BSL shaders in the description below, as well as the information on the music that you're hearing in the background as I play through this. So without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at our new home. Inside of here, you right click on there and you basically get access to your compact machine. So let's go and hop out real quick so I can refresh those lights. Sometimes you get a little bug with these compact machines, but the way this pack works is each one of these, if you're on a server, everyone gets their own compact machine. So this is a 16 player world, basically is the smallest one that you can have, but you can have up to 250 players. And you can see here, like, you can see some of the ray traced lighting come in, as I was talking about earlier. So that right there is like the real-time lighting from the sun rising, and that's really the only sky I'm going to see in this pack, unfortunately. It's going to be kind of claustrophobic, but without further ado, let's just go ahead and start getting into it, because it's going to be quite a bit of a grind, but I'm going to cut through some of it so you don't have to sit through too much of it. Let's hop on in here and we can go ahead and talk about what we're going to be doing for the foreseeable future. So what I want to do is this, you're going to get started with this axe. So you're going to go ahead and right click on these and start getting your trees. As they grow up, you can right click with any axe and pull them out of these bonsai pots. And you won't really have access to any other tools, grass, dirts, or anything like that at this time, because we are currently kind of stuck in this tiny little world. So we're just going to use our axe to cut down these trees as they grow, gather some resources, and start working on the next steps. And there we go. So the first thing I got was starting from the bottom. That was a achievement. So let's take a look at the achievement book. So as this is going to be a full playthrough of this achievement book. So it basically guides you through, and you can access it by pressing L by default. And this will give you basically access to all of the information on how you sort of progress through this pack. And in this tiny, tiny little space, we're going to have to basically micromanage our space management as well, to make sure that we are fully utilizing the space that we do have available to us. This isn't going to be the only compact machine we get, though. So right now we're stuck in this tiny little one, but eventually we're going to be able to get into bigger ones and bigger ones and bigger ones. So the first one, once we get a grass block, we actually get another 3 by 3 by 3 compact machine. So that's going to be our first one. Then we can get a porcelain melter and any melter. So we either get a regular melter or a porcelain melter, and we get a 5 by 5 by 5 for that one. And then if we get any simple generator, so soul generator, culinary generator, fluid combustion generator, ender generator, any of those, we'll get access to another 5 by 5 by 5. And then so on and so forth. So once we get netherrack, we can get a 7 by 7, or if we get an eye of ender, we can get a 7 by 7. If we get a block of endstone, we get a 9 by 9. Chorus fruit, we get 9 by 9. Nether star to get 11 by 11s. Pristine wither matter for 11 by 11s, another one. And the maximum size is we just need a bottle of dragon's breath or the dragon's head. Another thing, we are playing with prestige mode enabled, so we won't have access to a lot of the higher tier mods yet. So all we have right now is just the basic tier stuff with the gate and the hopping pod size open. We don't have vein mine. It doesn't really matter because we're in a CompactSky anyway, but you know, we don't have access to a lot of things. Like the Flux networks is actually kind of a big one that we're going to want to get into eventually, because this is one of the best cross-dimensional power gens that we can leverage, and it's going to be great. It's going to be a while until we can start working on passing items between compact machines. Why aren't you growing? Oh, I actually accidentally pulled the whatchamacallit, the saplings out of there fully. I don't know why it wasn't growing. Weird. So anyway, meantime, let's go ahead and get started with some of the first level craft stuff. So it's going to get a crafting table and convert that over to a crafting station. And I'm going to go ahead and put it kind of over in this area. Then I'm going to want to break this, because this is not, this is just an item rack. And I want to see, can I convert you to a drawing rack? Let me just see. Nope, I can just smelt you, which I will eventually, because it's kind of worthless to me right now. But right now what you want to do is convert a couple of these down, and then you're going to convert these to slabs. Then you're going to put 3 of them in a line, and that's going to get you drying racks. So I have 4 of them now. So we're going to go ahead and put them kind of in this area. So 1, 2, 4. And then you're going to start taking these acorns and start drying them out. And that's going to get you to the next tier, which is the petrified acorns. And that's going to start getting us toward cobble. All right. So meanwhile, you don't want to break these. These have fertile soil in them right now, which is actually very good entry level soil. That's going to increase your drop chance and your growth speed. If you break these, we don't have access to that soil yet, because prestige, it's right here. We need to unlock it first, and we just don't have that prestige point to unlock it. So if we break these, we can never put the soil back in there. So you're going to want to wait until you get that prestige point unlocked first before you break that. You can pull these saplings out when we get these acorns cooked up. I'll show you how you do that. But basically what you do is, while it's growing, you just right click again, and then you'll pull the sapling right out. So that actually works. I kind of like them being staggered anyway. So having this 50% higher than this one allows me to basically wait less. So I'm waiting for this one to grow to 100% and then immediately cut. And then I just need to wait another 50% and this is going to be done. So it's the same amount of time, but psychologically it feels faster. I don't know. That's just the way it is for me. So we're going to go ahead and pop these acorns here and let those cook up. And then I'm going to go ahead and get that one going. That got a little bit unsynced, unfortunately. But it's okay. So we're going to pop one of these off in a second anyway, once these finish drying down, because then we're going to be able to get our petrified sapling and start getting toward cobblestone. But in the meantime, we're going to go and wait a little bit. And I'll cut a little bit here, and we'll come back with me having more saplings done and getting ready to create the next team. So I just went ahead and grew up a couple more of these dirt saplings. Got a little bit more resources now. I got 27 dirt and some acorns and stuff ready to go. But these ovens have finished drying, so we go ahead and pop those last ones off. And then we should be ready to go ahead and cut this and then pull this out. So there we go. You take your sapling, and then you're going to put it here in the middle. And you're just going to surround it with the petrified acorns. And that's going to get you your petrified sapling. So that's step 1. Let's go ahead and grow that up. What we're going to want to do now is work toward getting our next tier sapling. So in order to get that, where are all these at? That's my Twitch playthrough. So in order to get to the next tier saplings, we're going to want, let's see, we're working toward clay, bone, and gravel. So, nope, that's not what I wanted to do. Let's put those back and let those grow. So working toward clay, bone, and gravel. So to get clay sapling, let's go ahead and put that into our JEI bookmark. Clay sapling. And then want a bone sapling. And we're going to go ahead and mark that as well. And then we're going to want a gravel sapling. And then you just press A and you bookmark them over here. So to get the gravel sapling, we're going to need these gravel acorns, and that's actually going to be generated in the crushing tub. So that's actually going to be one thing we build right now. So to get the crushing tub, that's 100%. Let's go cut you real quick. You are 100%. Let's cut you as well. To get the crushing tub, we're going to search for it. We're going to need just some planks and a couple slabs. So basically it's 2 planks and then 3 slabs. So it's super easy to build. So let's go ahead and grab a couple more slabs. And then we're going to go ahead and grab a couple slabs, put 3 on the bottom, then 2 planks, and that's your crushing tub. And now we're ready to start working toward getting gravel. So we're going to put 2 petrified acorns there and just start popping. That gives you 2. Hopefully that is connecting. So let's go ahead and pull empty, and actually to pull this away from that machine. So we're going to put it over in that area. That way we can still hop and get the stuff done, but it's not interfering with this crafting stuff. We don't want anything to interfere with that right now. Meanwhile, so we've got another petrified acorn, so we can go ahead and pop that there. Pop, and that gets us another gravel. So we want to get 9 gravel acorns. And then we also want to keep this growing until we get a sapling. So right now we don't have any extra saplings. This one we had the extra dirt sapling, so it was okay for me to convert it. But eventually we're going to want another dirt sapling, and we're going to want another petrified sapling. So right now it's only a 5% chance of getting it, but since these are fertile soils, we do have a little bit of a bonus on that. So we don't have to wait too long, hopefully, to get it. So meantime, I'm just going to keep growing these up and cutting them down, and I will cut here, and then once we're ready to start making some more progress, we'll catch you back on that side there. All right, we're not quite ready to get to the next sapling yet. We're still waiting. We're still waiting for one more petrified sapling to drop, or another dirt sapling to drop. But in the meantime, we do have enough gravel acorns, so I'm going to go to... I'm not going to do anything with it, but I'm going to go ahead and show you the next step of this. So to get bone meal, you're going to want to grab some dirt. So you're just going to go use on the dirt resin. And then if you just craft 5 dirt resin with 4 dirt acorns, you're going to get yourself a block of dirt. So go ahead and craft up a few of these, and that gives you a achievement as well. Let's go ahead and craft some of those, 6 of these. Now you're going to just pop these in here and then start popping up on them, and that's going to give you your bone meal. And that's pretty useful. So once you get that bone meal, you're going to use that bone meal and surround a petrified sapling to go ahead and get you a bone sapling. So that's how you're going to get bone saplings as well. So while I cut these and get more saplings going, I'm going to go ahead and do another cut here so that you don't have to sit here and watch the grind fully. And then we can go ahead and continue with more progress. All right, well, we're still waiting on a couple bit of progress here. So we do have the petrified sapling now. So we can go ahead and create the gravel sapling. So you just grab your 8 gravel acorns, and I showed you when you get those, you just pop them into the crushing tub, the petrified acorns into the crushing tub, hop on them a few times, and then you get yourself some gravel acorns. Surround that around your petrified sapling, and that gets you gravel sapling. Now we don't have another bonsai pot to put it in right now, so we're actually kind of stuck. We don't want to stop growing these because we want more saplings anyway, but what we want to do is actually start working on another important thing, which is going to be storage. So right now we have a very tiny space, and I know we do have this like larger space out here, but we actually can't do anything out here. Like we can't actually, like, we can't break this stuff. See, if I try and break this, it says you cannot break any blocks in the compact tub. I don't think I'm allowed to place anything. So if I grab a slab, actually, let's do this drying rack or this item rack. Put that down. See, it just went, it voided off. I can't place anything. There's not a whole lot I can do. And there is spawning zones in here actually, so that's a little bit disconcerting. Anyway, fun. I might come back out here one day and see some zombies hanging around. But so what I need to do is, this is really all I got, this tiny little area. So I'm running out of inventory space slowly but surely. So I'm going to go ahead and start creating some things that's going to allow me to store some items. So first things first, I'm going to have so much oak. But for right now, I think the most important thing for me to worry about is just having general storage in general. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create these trapdoors. These trapdoors are going to allow me to create this cabinets. So if I go cabinet, if I can get rid of what I was originally searching for, cabinet. Not the filing cabinets, but this one here, cabinet, rustic cabinets. It's more planks surrounded by a trapdoor. Go ahead and create 2 of those. So that one, if I go ahead and let me break this, and break these. Well, all right. What I'm going to do is put the crafting station here, and then put the cabinet here and here. And that's going to basically create a vertical chest, which is very nice. and that's going to be helpful for us later, but for right now that's going to be our table. And then you can whatever you put in there is also accessible from the crafting station, which is nice. So these two I'm going to go ahead and put here. You don't want anything over your bonsais because it'll actually stop growing if you put something directly over it. Still only the one petrified sapling, unfortunately, so we're still gonna be in a waiting zone until we can get another one. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and start putting some of this stuff away. So we're going to put some leaves away, some sticks, bacon. This builder's one, I'm going to make sure I build something with that so that it gets out of my inventory, because right now that's kind of just taking up space. I might drop the advancement book out because I don't need it. I don't need this overworld cake. I don't really need this torch. Let me go ahead and pop out of here real quick and then throw some stuff on the ground. So you can't place anything, but you can like toss. So let's go ahead and do that and then pop back in. All right. I'm taking a little bit of damage as I hop in here. So let me kind of get in this corner here, and then you want to shift right click, and that's going to become your entry point for this machine. So whenever you come in this machine, you just shift and right click with your personal shrinking device, and then you're going to automatically just end up here. And you can see also this, since we're in a CompactSky one, this one is got soulbound like massive amounts. I'm not really versed on, what is that, 180, that's 88, yeah, soulbound 88 I think it is. I'm not, I think, I don't know. I'm not an expert on Roman numerals, but yeah, so it's you're never gonna lose it. is the short answer on that one. Let's go ahead and get these off, and still don't get any saplings. But yeah, so we're just gonna keep going through this until we get some saplings so that we can build the next one, which is clay. To get clay, we're gonna need petrified. Actually, we can build clay whenever, but we need another dirt sapling. I don't want to lose my dirt. So in the meantime, I'll go ahead and do another cut here, and then we'll come back when I'm ready to move on up to the next tier. Okay, so still working through the grinding of this. Right now we have gotten some more saplings, so we are actually ready to start getting the next tier up of the saplings. What I'm going to want to prioritize first and foremost is actually going to be more clay. So we're going to need a couple of things to also process things. So what we're going to do first is, let's see if we have enough of these away. All this away real quick. And then let's see what we can get as far as our cobblestone is concerned. Use the petrified resin, basically combine it like this to get cobblestone. We're going to need 6 cobblestone to get to the next stage of what we need to do. Let's go ahead and do this and see how many we got. Perfect. So we got 5 more. And there we go. Let's put those away. So what we're going to want to do is create a bone sapling, because we have a petrified, so we can go ahead and create that now. We have the 8 bone meal by crushing dirt. This is the bone sapling. And then we want this clay sapling. And to get that, you're going to get your dirt sapling, you're going to get dirt resin, and then petrified resin, 3 petrified resin. You're going to use that, and that's going to get your clay sapling. So right now, we are going to want to actually put this stuff away, and we're going to want to start with the first craft that I implied. So first off, actually, let's get the dirt sapling out. Let's go ahead and start growing the clay sapling, because right now we're gonna need a lot of clay. Let's go ahead and grow that. But in order to get the clay, we're also gonna need to process it. So the best way to do that is to take these 6 cobblestone, turn them into slabs, and then do a furnace pattern, and that's gonna get you a slab furnace. And then take the last of these, and you can convert these back into cobblestone, so you don't lose cobblestone. This one, we're gonna just, and I can't put it up there because of that, so it's going to break that middle drying rack. And I put them up there because it actually saves more room. And we're going to go ahead and just drop the furnace slab right there. And it's a tiny little furnace, so the way it works is that you can only put half stacks in them. So we're going to go ahead and put a half stack in there, get the first couple ones cooked up, turn this into charcoal, so that we can go ahead and start cooking up items. And so let's see. It's the first charcoal. We're going to see how far we get. We don't get that far. Let's go ahead and put this here. and then get the rest of this done. In the meantime, let's go ahead and keep getting these cut by right-clicking on them and getting acorns and things. So what we're aiming for right now, clear all that, is another bonsai. So we want bonsais, and ideally we're going to want hopping bonsais, but we need to get hoppers for that first. So we're going to need iron before we can even think about getting into that. So that's not going to be for a while. But for now, at least, we can go ahead and get into the bonsai pot, which is just going to require bricks. So in order to get bricks, we're going to need to be able to cook clay, which is going to be got through saplings, which is going to produce this clay resin with clay acorns and produce the big blocks of clay. So that's what we're working on right now. So once we have that, we'll be able to actually grow more saplings at once. So I'll be able to put like probably 3 here and then another one right here, or probably 1 here in the middle. Better. That way we can actually grow more of our resources. So let's see what we have right now. We don't have nearly enough. So I'm going to go ahead and cut here while this cooks up, and come back when we have some clay and we're ready to do the next phase of this. Okay, so with that, we have enough resources now to start working toward getting some upgrades here. First things first, actually, let's go ahead and work on getting our... So what I did was I actually cooked up a bunch of the charcoal. So you can see I have some in there. And then I converted it over to a half stack of charcoal pieces. I said this can hold at maximum 32. So these charcoal pieces, basically, if you look at the recipe here, it's just 1 piece of charcoal will break down into 8 charcoal pieces. So each one of these charcoal pieces will basically cook up 1 single item. So you don't have to worry about the efficiency of your forges, of your furnaces, if you just convert down to charcoal pieces. That way you don't have to think about it. You just dump in whatever items you want to cook, and then you don't have to worry about, multiplying everything out by 8 to make sure you're not wasting any charcoal or anything like that. So it's really easy to craft and to use. And then if you want to put it back into charcoal, you can actually craft it back 8 to go back into 1 piece of charcoal. So it's also a reversible recipe too. So one thing I want to do now that we are getting more resources, I want to go ahead and work toward this next thing. So that's going to be a grass block. So the way we're going to get a grass block is actually going to be a couple of things. First, we're going to need water. And so the way we're going to get water is, I think we need a lot of saplings. We don't really have. We have 2 saplings. Let's see. How do we go? Yeah, I think we need saplings in order to get that in a crushing tub. Saplings are going to get water. Yeah, we're just going to have to wait, I think, on the water. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and... Oh, wait, leaves. Okay, sweet. I can actually just crush up a bunch of leaves, and that's going to give me sugarcane seeds, too. Awesome. So let's go ahead and grab 10 leaves. This is beautiful, actually. I completely forgot about the leaf. So you shift right-click if you have something in there to clear it out. This and this. Then you're going to take your leaves, dump it right here, and then you start popping up, and that's going to create your water, and it's going to give you sugarcane seed, which is going to be useful later too. So then let's go and put those seeds away. We're going to want to get a couple of things together. So we've got the clay resin now, so let's go ahead and craft some of that together. It's going to get us 2 blocks, which is going to get us 8. We're going to take 3 of those, and we're going to craft them like this to get a clay bucket. Now it's going to be unfired, so we're going to want to go ahead and cook that up. And so that's going to do its thing. These last 5, once this is done cooking up, I'm going to go ahead and cook up these. So that's almost done. Done. And done. Sweet. So once you have this, you're going to right click that with your bucket, and you're going to get your bucket of water. In order to create a grass block, we're going to need a cauldron, a wooden cauldron, oak cauldron. This is going to be the one that we're going to create, and it's just some planks in a U. So go ahead and create one of those, and then let's go ahead and dump it right here. What you're going to do is you're going to dump your water into that, and then we're going to go ahead and create a dirt block. So use that, create a dirt block, and then go ahead and right click there, and that's going to get us mud. Then all you got to take is any leaf, so take 4 leaves of any type, And we're going to go ahead and right click here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's going to go ahead and give us 2 things. So the grass block, so we've effectively now increased our dirt blocks by 3. So this is a way that we can actually duplicate dirt really easily without having to go through the whole route of crafting it using the but another thing it's going to get us is this wonderful new compact machine. So if we're going to go ahead and put it in here, let's go ahead and let's get this out of the way. Oh, let's repair this too. This is getting pretty close to being destroyed, so let's go ahead and repair that a few times by crafting with some planks. And then we're going to go ahead and, I don't know if, do I have to, I might need a pickaxe for that. Let's go ahead and craft a quick pickaxe. So like that, not like that. That's not what you want. Pickaxe. Sweet. Go ahead and get this out, and then let's pop this off. All right, and then let's go ahead and pop our compact machine right there, and then hop on in. And now we've doubled our storage space. Yay! So what I want to do is in this one, I'm thinking about starting. I might do an infinite water supply, like kind of in this area, by putting down slabs. I have to think about what I want to do with this. I might do an infinite water supply over there. That way I don't have to keep stomping leaves. Although now that I know that leaves actually is a good source of water, I don't think that's as necessary. What I do think is going to be more necessary is just generally more saplings and more slabs and things like that. So let's go ahead and put a slab up there. Go ahead and put these back in there. And then let's go ahead and cook up these 5. And then we can hop on out while that's doing their thing and keep hitting these. All right, so that right there has done a significant amount of improvement to our quality of life. The next one up is going to be requires to get a porcelain melter and or one of the generators. So potentially the combustion generator isn't too hard to get, but it's going to require us to get a lot of things like redstone and things that we're just not ready to. The other one being the porcelain melter is actually much easier to do. We'll need to basically get into sand to get glass. We'll need to do bone meal and then other things like that. So it's pretty close. So with that, this is going to basically be the end of this episode here. So thank you for tuning in. We are going to go ahead and start up our next episode where we'll continue to work through this pack. We're going to hit a few additional tasks on the initial advancement page. We currently stream on Twitch on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, so please feel free to join me at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you like what you see today and you want to catch more of what I do live, then please feel free to catch me on Twitch. If you want to be informed when I post a new video here, please feel free to subscribe and click the notification bell. And please feel free to leave some comments below. And if you like what you see, please leave a thumbs up. Thank you. See you next episode.